Q4 sourcing can get a little overwhelming. Everybody's fighting for the same deals, and manually sourcing through those sales can eat up hours every day. But what if I told you a software that you probably already pay for has a tool that can do that for you? In this video, I'll show you exactly how you can automatically pull supplier links for your Amazon products, helping you find inventory faster and scale way more efficiently during this Q4. If you guys have watched any of my previous videos, or you've watched any other Amazon seller content out there, I'm sure that you've heard of Inventory Lab before. I recently just posted a video on how to send in your first shipment, which was all about how to use Inventory Lab to do that. I also use it for my profit and loss statements and accounting side of the business, which I've shown in a few previous videos as well. But I've never really talked about anything else that the company 3Colts has. So I'm going to go through a few different videos in the really soon future about other features that they have. But to kind of give you guys some background on this, just to preface this video and the rest of them, they used to have just Inventory Lab for $70 a month, as you can see here. Now, within I don't know, the more recent past, they have decided that instead of just charging separately for every single software that they have, they're going to throw it all into one bundle. So if you already have Inventory Lab and you've had it for a while, you may need to go into your settings and just accept the change. If you haven't signed up for Inventory Lab yet, then all of this will come in one sign up. They decided to add a lot of other softwares like Tactical Arbitrage, which is for product sourcing, ScoutX, which is basically a seller amp type of software. They got Scout IQ and Scoutify, which is more towards RA people. Inventory Lab, like I've shown here. They do have their own repricer as well, which is basically like BQL. If you didn't want to pay the extra $100 a month, you could just use this inside of something that you're already paying for. Even to get feedback and reviews from your orders, you can use these softwares, which I've even had comments left on some of my previous videos about how do you get more feedback. So this would be a really good way to do it. The accounting side, which is inside of Inventory Lab, and then you can do feedback through your profits and everything and check ASIN level profit analytics. So I will be posting some other videos on other softwares that I think would be helpful for you guys inside of this. But to start off, I wanted to go through just one of them, focus it more towards Q4 to make your guys' sourcing a little bit easier. So once you sign up and get this all set up, you pay the monthly fee, you'll have your account here. And inside of the hub, you could just copy this web link if you want to get here quicker. You're going to see all of the apps in here that you can then click on. There's even two in beta, which you could use, which is a Tactical Arbitrage 2, which is a lot more towards beginners, I would say. It's just not as complex, which is nice. And then Scout IQ 2 as well. But we're going to focus on Tactical Arbitrage here because this is going to, like I said, ease the job of sourcing and do it automatically for you almost. So inside of this, when you open this up, you're going to see all of this stuff on the side here, which we'll go through more of it in some other videos. I just want to focus on this one to not make it too long and throw too much information at you since it's all going to be pretty new. So when you come in here, you're going to click on product search and then product search again. You're going to see a lot of information in here along with these drop downs and everything. I'm going to tell you exactly what I would recommend that you throw into these boxes to get the best results. But feel free to play with this and try different things and see what works best for you. So the first thing is going to be the website here, which they do have pre-selected websites. So unfortunately, you can't use anything outside of this, but some of these websites are really good for OA product. So it's not a huge deal here. And we can just quickly see how many websites there are in here. There's a lot of them even that I've talked about throughout my videos. I just saw Under Armour, which is closed off to new people, but they do have big brands. Vitacost, which is a very popular OA site. Walgreens as well. Walmart.com, which is really good because you just turn it into the business link afterwards, and then you don't pay any tax if you have your sales tax exemption. So what we're going to do, since this is one of the biggest OA sites, is we're going to come and we're going to do Kohl's here. You could believe multiple websites at the same time, run different searches for them, all that kind of stuff. So what I did was I pre-ran this search, because what happens is it does take a little bit to go through the website, because it's manually sourcing every single product, attaching it to an Amazon product, and then compiling the results. So I did just click on this clothing and accessories one, because that's what I do and that's what I talk about in my videos. So if we wanted to, we could do the clearance and sale stuff as well. But I clicked on this, which is why it's grayed out. It went through pretty much all of this stuff in here, and it ran the search for me. So I'll show you the results after I show you how to do these filters. Just didn't want to have to wait for it to go through and do everything. So that's going to be all that I would say put into here in this top box. And then what we're going to do is go through these boxes right here. So if we know Kohl's, we know that they do Kohl's Cash, which is every $50 you spend, you get $10 back. So it's basically 20% right there. The play with that, which a lot of people kind of have a rough time understanding in the beginning, I did personally, is that if you buy when Kohl's is giving out Kohl's Cash and you're getting that 20% back, when you're able to use the Kohl's Cash, if you place a full order with no other payment except for the Kohl's Cash you earned, and that order is completely free, essentially, you could technically assume that it is 20% off the entire website because you do it like that. If you aren't doing it like that, you can't apply the discount, but that is a really good way to make Kohl's products profitable there. So store discount, we can throw in 20%. I do know that they have gift cards right now for around 5% off, because I checked before this video was recorded on Cardbear, like I've shown in many other videos there. I would not recommend putting in cash back, just because you don't get that back right away 4 times a year. I've talked about that in other videos as well there. So we've got all of that stuff in there, and then we're going to remove some things. So we want to remove products if their current rank, sales rank, is over, let's just say like 150,000. You could do 200,000 if you want to, or even bump it down more towards the 100, 125 range, because Q4 volume is going to go a lot quicker there. What I would also recommend is remove hazmat products. Remove, if restricted from your account, you could, unless you want to try to do ungates, but it's really up to a personal preference there as well. And what we do want to definitely remove is Amazon is also a seller now in stock. We don't want to compete with them. Could remove out of stock products if you want to. I personally wouldn't, because you could take over a listing that way. And then what else is in here is going to be on the right hand side. You could do remove if rating is lower than 3 stars. That's always a good option, because you don't want to sell something that customers don't like. You're just going to get a lot of returns there. Remove if the number of sellers is less than, I would say probably 2, just for private label products. You could do more than if you want, but in Q4 it doesn't really matter too much, your competition. Remove products with a source price less than or Amazon price. I would probably say Amazon price less than like $25, just because your margins are going to be a lot smaller doing products that are that low. And then since we removed Amazon already, we don't need to do this, but you could if you wanted to make sure that they are definitely not going to be coming back in stock there. So that's going to be all for that right there. You can do titles and stuff if you want to. I probably wouldn't. Cost and fees, if you have prep costs or you want to throw that in there. I personally don't, just because I just treat it as a separate expense. Then we can remove products with a gross profit less than, I would say, like $4. And then gross ROI less than 25%. That's our minimum. You could bump it to like 23 if you want to. Right there. And then that's pretty much it. You can see these other ones here. Since we have all our filters filled out, we would just click on search, and then we would go ahead and we would run the product search. When it's done, it's going to pop up a window and say estimated time, whatever. You can see the results sooner. So if you don't want to wait, whatever, but just run this in the morning, go do your stuff, and then come back to it. Once you are done with the search or it has finished processing, you're going to get into a page where you can view the results. And there was 310 different items for those filters that I just ran there. We're going to see a lot of information here that we can also manage the columns, turn everything on and off, but it's going to give us a basic small Keepa chart right here where we can see the buy box price and the sales rank and everything. It's going to give us our source if we put in multiple websites, and then it's going to give us a lot of other information. We've got the title here, the product image, the price. Then we've got our discounts that I had put in, 20% off Kohl's Cash, 5% off gift card, Amazon title right here, Amazon image, so we can cross-reference that if we wanted to. And then it's got a lot of other information in here, the ASIN, the brand, category, and it goes on for a while here. Gross ROI right here, 44%. It's even got our product size right here. If you were to ship this in FBA, it does kind of help you pack your boxes as well. And average rank, all that good stuff, information that we need here. So what we would do is we would just click on this title here. It'll bring us to Kohl's, and then we click on this title and it will bring us to Amazon right here. So we can see that it is 149 right there. And then we've got 207 right here. I'm gated in this. I've never sold this brand before. But what we can do is we can see our negative 35 here, 35.67. So 149 minus 35.67. That didn't work. 149 minus 35.67, and that's because the period was in there. So because of that, we do have a profitable, very profitable product here if that is our sourcing cost that we end up getting with the Kohl's Cash and everything like that. The only thing is Keepa chart doesn't really look that great. So it's not going to analyze your Keepa charts for you. It's not really possible to do that. But what it is going to do is set you up with a supplier link and an Amazon link to then go ahead and check the Keepa charts while you've already got a place to buy it from. So it takes out a lot of that bulk work for you. And we can see here that we've got a lot of different products in here that we can go through and kind of check out and see what's profitable, what's not. You could even check Keepa charts in here as well. But it is, to be fair, not nearly as good as just looking at the regular Keepa chart. So I would probably ignore that and just go for the real benefits of this, which is finding the source already for you based off the website that you put in, and then finding the Amazon link. So this is the same shoe, just different colorway. You can report mismatches if you want to, but if it shows up like this, check the other variations, because this one might be inside of this product page right there. So we've got the same thing right here, and we can see even that it is the same product here. So let's just go ahead and double check this. We've got 71.17, and then we've got this here, 8 per month. So again, a pretty high rank product right here. So maybe what you'd want to do, since that sales rank is pulling pretty high right here, you could sort by lowest to highest here, and then you can go through and find these, which these all don't have any. So that is going to be the issue there. But let's go to page 2. See if we've got anything in here yet. No. Okay, there we go. Now we've started to get to the low sales ranks here. Amazon is on them. And then we've got some other stuff here like Columbia. a little bit better. Not a great Keepa chart, but a very high estimated sales per month here. So you get the idea. It's not going to be perfect. Just like if you were to go through a SellerAmp storefront, you're going to get those kind of products anyway, and you're going to have to filter through them or keep a product finder type of thing. But it will, the benefit of this, the real like ease to this is having the source already pulled for you. So play around with this, see if it does help you out. If you have any questions or anything, definitely let me know as well. If you guys want to try this software out on your own and make the ease of Q4 sourcing a lot easier, there is a link in the description to sign up and get 2 weeks for free of Inventory Lab 3 Colts, the whole entire software bundle. Like I said at the end of the video, if you have any questions, definitely leave a comment down below. There's also a link in the description for anybody who wants my help starting their Amazon business in this best time of year here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.